Thanks for joining me on the Peace and Parenting podcast. I'm so glad you're here.
Welcome back to the Peace and Parenting podcast. I'm here again. I want to read a review. Somebody on Apple says, Michelle truly is the best. Her advice makes so much sense and has been a game changer in our household. I highly recommend her one-on-one sessions. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I love my clients. I really do. The people inside our Connected Parent Mastermind, our community group coaching program, and then also our one-on-one clients, both those of my coaches and the ones I have myself. And thank you for being here and making Peace and Parenting a reality. Without you guys, I wouldn't be doing this work, and this work feeds my soul, and I love it every day. I brings tears to my eyes every time I work with somebody and to see their progress. So thank you, and thank you for this lovely review. All right, let's get into it. How many of you have heard when you were a kid, how dare you speak to me like that? How dare you talk to me? You're so disrespectful. How dare you talk to me like that? And I'm sure, I know I have said that to my child. I have thought that about my child. I have embodied that in my parenting, that they were unkind, rude, disrespectful, and how dare they? Do you think that? Honestly, is that what you think? Because I don't think you're alone if that's what you think. You are in my camp for sure. I thought that. I really thought the first time Esme was super disrespectful to me, I thought, how dare you speak to me like that? I do everything for you. I feed you. I clothe you. I entertain you. I gave up my career for you. I gave up my life for you. How dare you speak to me like that? I hate you, mommy. She said it. She said it when she was real young. I hate you, mommy. It was like a dagger in my heart. But it was because I was taking it personally. It was also because I thought I believed her. It was also because I was hurt. And it was because my ego was big. My big ego got in the way. My big ego saying, you should respect me. You should make me feel good about my work that I do for you. You should validate me as a person by being good and being kind and being loving and not saying, I hate you, mommy, because that doesn't validate me as a person, right? That really makes me, if I have a big ego, makes me believe less of myself. And then there's a part of me too that would say in my head, like, I must have done something wrong as a parent for her to be saying that to me, because no good kid would ever say that to their parents. No good child would be that disrespectful. So I think how we can reframe this whole, paradigm here is that it isn't about us. It's very plain and simple, right? Even though they say, I hate you, mommy, or you're such a jerk, or you're the worst person ever, you're so dumb, shut up. Kids scream profanities. My kids have screamed profanities at me. They've called me names before. If we can just say that it isn't about us, it is about them. It's about how they're feeling and doing, how they're coping or not coping, and that the words come out because they can't manage their feelings. It's so simple. They can't manage their feelings. They were unable to put everything in perspective. They were blaming us where they didn't need to. They were making it our fault. They were mad at something that we did. But in reality, do we have to accept that? And I think it's when we accept it, when we say, oh, I think they actually believe that about me. They hate me. They think I'm bad. They think I'm stupid. They think I'm the worst parent ever. When we actually believe that they believe that is where we get into this hard moment. I think if we can just believe the best of them, they're trying their best. They didn't mean to mess up. They're really working hard to be in this world. It's hard to be in this world. We know that. As adults, it's hard to be in this world. We make mistakes. We say the wrong thing. I've told Esme to shut up before. I really have. And I've said it, in the last few years where I shouldn't have, and I knew better. But I couldn't manage myself, ladies and gentlemen. I couldn't do it. I said the wrong thing. I said, shut up. Does it mean that I think she should really stop talking? Maybe in the moment. But does it really mean that I'm mad at her and that I don't like her and that I'm thinking poorly of her? And how dare she? Not truly. No, not truly. If I really break it down, I didn't think that. I was dysregulated like they are. So when they say these unkind things, it's all about our perception and how we process it and what we do with it. So we have options here, right? We can take this option of like, oh, it's a personal attack. They're a mean child. They need to be reprimanded. I cannot allow them to do this. I got to get it to stop right now because this is going to create a bad habit. And then they're going to be, disrespectful and unkind to their teachers and their bosses and everybody in this world if I, quote unquote, let them talk to me like that. I think that's completely false. 100% false. No child wants to tell their mom to shut up or their dad to shut up. They don't want to do that. They're not seeking to do that, and they're not going to want to tell their boss or their teacher to shut up either. Nobody wants to tell anybody to shut up. Let's just get it clear. Our kids don't want to say, shut up, I hate you, you're a jerk, you're a whatever. They don't want to do that. And if we allow them, so when people say, if you allow them, and allowing them, what does that mean? It means we're not punishing them, right? Because everybody can say whatever they want. That's just having free will and autonomy. But will you not say what you want because you're scared of the punishment or the consequence? So that's the only thing that, people are saying when they say, well, you allow them to, because you don't punish them afterwards, or you don't punish them when they're doing it. Well, some kids are not punishable, first of all, like my Esme. And secondly, the punishment doesn't actually, the thought is still there. They're still thinking, shut up, or I hate you, or you're stupid, or whatever it is they're thinking in their head, still thinking that. You cannot keep a child or anyone from thinking anything. And if they're thinking that means there's something going on with them, right? So this dysregulation or this hard moment or disconnection or whatever, it has not gone away, but the shut up might go away, or that I hate you might have gone away, but it doesn't mean that they're not thinking that. So when people say, well, you're allowing it, so if you allow it, it's going to continue, that's just false. Allowing it meaning you don't punish it. If you don't punish it, it's going to continue? No, but they might actually do it again. But is it okay if they do it again? And if we can reframe, if we can say that, first of all, they don't mean it. Secondly, it's not about us. Thirdly, we don't need to take it personally, because when we take it personally, now we're turning it into being about us, when it really isn't. It's about their dysregulation and their hard moment. And let's leave it there with them. Let's leave them there with their hard moment and their dysregulation. So if you do, so let's play this out. If they say, shut up, you're so annoying, I hate you, and you stop and you pause and you breathe and you say, okay, I'm not going to react to this. I am not taking this bait. I am not reacting to it. I'm taking this 10-second pause. You count to 10, you take the deep breath, and you don't react to it, and you let them sit in it. Go ahead. You sit in your shut up. You sit in your meanness. You sit in that for a moment. You go ahead. You sit in it. You sit in it as long as you like, because I'm not taking that bait. You can say something like, I know you wouldn't have said something like that unless something's wrong. You could say nothing. You could hold space. You could say, looks like you're having a hard time. I'm right here. Could make them more mad. Oh yeah, you think I'm having a hard time? Well, you're the one who's mean. Now you know, they need to get the feelings out. They really needed to have the upset. And if you're holding the space, right? Where is the upset remaining? With them, where it should be. Don't get upset too. Now you're turning it into being about you. Now you're upset and they're upset and everyone's upset. And then what's that going to do? It's going to turn into a big old yuck. Is that a word? So hold the space instead of thinking, I'm not going to let you talk to me like that, I'm not going to let you disrespect me like that, let's hold the space. You're having a hard time. I'm going to allow you to sit in your hard time. This is why it's connected parenting, not so much gentle parenting. I'm going to hold your space for you right here, but you are going to wallow in that, because guess what? I'm going to also come with empathy. I understand it's really hard. You're having a hard time, aren't you? I'm going to hold that space, because guess what that does? That sinks you deeper into your feelings and upset. And it's going to allow you to learn the lesson around saying these things, because you're going to get to your remorse and your guilt and your shame and your embarrassment. Maybe not every time, maybe not on the clock we want, but over time, when these upsets happen and they say the wrong thing and you hold enough space, you're going to get the results you want. They're going to learn, and that learning will get them to their own internal mechanisms. That's what we want. We want them to learn to self-regulate. But also, then again, guys, that doesn't happen until they're 28. Esme still has mishaps. She still says the wrong thing. She always apologizes. She always comes back. But yeah, she'll say the wrong thing because she lets her environment get to her, just like we all do. We all let our environments get to us. I let my environment get to me too. I was on a call the other day and I told a bunch of people, maybe, though it's not that many people, but I thought it was everybody, right? I had a really hard day. I woke up and the refrigerator and the freezer went kaput. And so I woke up to like food rotting in the kitchen. So gross. So 6 a.m, I'm like pulling all the food out of the freezer and refrigerator and bags of it and putting it in the garbage. And, you know, the kids are like, what are you doing? I'm like, come out here and help me. Everything's ruined. And I'm like, in a kerfuffle. Then I go to put the garage door up. The garage door stopped working. I couldn't figure out how to unhook it to get my darn car out of there. And just like, you know, it was just whatever. And then one of my coaches called and she's like, I'm throwing up and sick and I can't do the meeting. It's in an hour. And I'm like, move my schedule around, do her meeting for her. It was just like I was having a bad day and I lost it. And I lost it on Esme, of course. Poor, sweet, loving Esme. Thank God she still loves me. And I said the wrong thing. I was like, oh my God, you're so annoying. Why aren't you out here helping me? And getting so annoyed and being rude and being a jerk. And I lost it because I let my environment get to me. And I think this happens to our kids. They let their environment get to them. And we might not know exactly what in their environment is getting to them or what they're responding to or what's happening in their world. And, you know, teens are going through so much. Toddlers go through, school age kids it's all hard. So give them some grace. Instead of thinking, how dare you talk to me like that? Think, oh, you poor sweet thing. You must be struggling. You wouldn't say that to me unless you were struggling. I'm sorry you're struggling. I'm right here. I'm listening to your struggle. But I'm going to let you sit in it. And I'm going to let you feel what it feels like to say the mean thing without also joining in your upset. So, how dare you talk to me like that? Maybe it's something we can take out of our psyche, take out of our thought process. And maybe instead we can think, I feel bad for you. You're having a hard time. Let me hold that space for you. Let me use connection. All right. Thanks for joining me on the Peace and Parenting podcast. I hope that was helpful. And I'll see you guys next time.